Good evening. This is the Elliott wave update for the NASDAQ 100 and the S&P 500 for Thursday, December the 21st, 2023. Looked like it was going to be a turnaround, but actually there's not a whole lot of changes to make, and the market still remains in a position where we may have finished the up move and have started our way down, or we still have a little bit more to go in the fourth wave and still have a fifth wave up to do. Let me start with the NASDAQ 100. I'm here on the hourly chart. I am just actually now down to reviewing the minute fifth wave. And there's minute 4, there's the bottom. And within minute wave 5, there are 5 waves of minuet degree, of which with some confidence I can count 1, 2, and 3. Wave 4 may be complete. Wave 4 may still be in progress. So let's take a look at this, and that we did reach a low, and that was at the close yesterday. Market then began to rally up off of the lows, and then it continued to rally into, and most of Globex, or all of Globex actually. And then as we approached our time, the market reacted positively to the initial jobless claims and Philly Fed. And then it looked like, okay, that wave 4 is secure, but then we dropped back down and then we rallied back again. So what we could be doing, and I'll just open this up right in here, we could be doing an A, B, C, because A, B, C, very clean 3 on the hourly. And now we're working we could have worked our way. We still probably need a little bit more if it's going to be an A, B, and a C, or here's the other side. This indeed is an ABC down. We move the 4, we put up here, 1, 2, and we're starting a third of minuet wave 5. So let's fill in the blanks, and if indeed we still have another leg down to do. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my extensions. If indeed this is an A and a B, and this is, maybe the C is done, but we're looking for downside, well, we can kind of go on the basis that from here, we have 16,655. That would be where the C wave would equal the A wave. And then we have 1.618, or 16,460, which is where C would be equal to 1.618 of wave A. And that would then still complete the fourth wave. Now, that's saying that we don't go up any higher. Now, let me remove that. Because say, for example, that we are looking at a C wave up. And again, we go from there, we go up here, and we drop this, we drop this down to here. So we have the possibility for a C wave equaling A wave, and it can get up to 17,027, and then still turn around and come all the way back down. And again, then we'd be looking at a B. So I'm going to run both at the same time. This is what you do when you're just trying to figure out, okay, what are the potential in each? I'm going to mark it there right at that 100% level. And here again, so now we just have a little bit different. If it's going to be an A, B, C, then we're just bringing it up. And we have 16,714, 16,520. Now, one more that I'm going to add, because we're now trying to figure out what is the capability of our market and what can it do. And so let's get this thing opened, get this thing up. And lastly, I know it's going to get a little crowded, but just follow me through on all of this. We're looking at there to there. No, there. There you go. Now, bring it back down. Oh, come on. Folks, sometimes you just want to get a new mouse. Okay, so here we have it. I'm going to open this up so we can see inside. So we got a whole bunch of stuff going on. If here are the moves for, if we're just doing a wave 4, right? What is the fibs? 2.36, 0.236, excuse me, got kicked out yesterday, held today. Interesting. 0.382 is 16,662. 0.50, which I would not be expecting, it's got to be more of this, is 15,535. All right, so 16,662. On this one, if this wave is going to produce a C wave and it's going to equal wave A, then we're looking at dropping lower from 17,029, let's say. That comes in at 100% at 16,713, 714. Then we have this. So we can work it and map it out. It's like, oh, what of our possibilities are if this was only wave A of the four, and this is the A and this is the B, and we're going to work a C wave, we're likely going to come up into here. If this was all done and this is 1 and this is 2 because it didn't take out that high, then we go down from that level. We don't go up anymore. And then we're still looking at 1662, more than likely. Okay, so now I am going to start to dismantle all of this because this is our downside picture. Now remember, tomorrow, Friday, expiration, and also right into the Christmas weekend. Markets will be closed on Monday for Christmas. We'll resume on Tuesday. So how do traders really want to leave this before the Christmas break? We would still have a full 4 days of next week to continue to process year-end type trades. Now, you could behoove you to kind of go and look at some of the facts and the figures as to what actually happens during that absolute last week, because then we do have a lot where fund managers are like, okay, I'm going to take profit. I'm not going to carry this forward. We're going to change the position, so they start getting out of things. We've seen some incredible rallies, and possibly that started in Apple. Well, Apple stopped going up and started to retrace back down. Now, could it be that we're seeing profit taking in Apple as some are reducing positions, some are just getting out of positions, whatever that situation might be? And then we're also seeing possibly it might start in Amazon, which has had a terrific run. Google's had a terrific run. Meta has had a terrific run. So maybe next week we start to see they start to close these out. If not, then they're really doing it via maybe options that will be expiring tomorrow. So there's a lot that still can go on and produce some really jarring moves back and forth. Again, remember, what is now really being tossed as to what caused yesterday's sudden decline are zero DTE options that expired at the close. And they were in puts. And the gamma flow that came out of that as the market started to sell off. So in other words, possibly the seller of those puts were hedging by selling the indexes. And then that just produced this downdraft, because if you remained short that put, you just got longer and longer the faster the market fell. So you had to sell. So, just hedging positions that big was a mess. We're seeing kind of the reverse. Can that type of thing happen again? Well, some of you probably do follow the open interest and the development of all these things via many of the spot gamma, I believe, is one. That they have all the technology that follows all the trades and plots all the gamma out. Now, so I'm going to give you both sides here. We're just talking about the downside, and it could get ugly once again, and then still leave us open to rally back up, get back above 17,000, get back above, and put in new highs above what we've already done. So now let me dismantle all of this. Extensions and extensions, and I'm leaving this so that you can copy it down, but that's just a simple retracement if wave 4 is not done. Now, let's talk about if wave 4 is done. And this gets moved up here. And this is a 1, a 2, and we're getting ready for a third wave. Well, I've already marked it as complete there. So the minuet wave 4, as it is compared to minuet wave 1, we get our indications on levels, fib levels. The first one being where wave 5 would be equal to wave 1 is 17,075. New high, barely, but still a new high. And that's where equality is. What we have above that is for the minute wave 5 will be equal to will be 3.618 times the length of minute wave 1 at 17,131. Depending on the structure, that also could be a candidate. But more likely what we're looking at is for wave 5 is 17,270. Could it do it tomorrow? Sure. Don't forget, yesterday it would drop 250. Could it go up 250? Sure. Why wouldn't it? Or anywhere in between. Just really make a huge move. We'll be looking at the structure more importantly. Now, what else can I put in? Well, if this is going to be, and let's open this up again. Come on. There we go. So we're going to look at, yep, here to here. Oh, man. I thought I put this on and it changes it on me. Such is my life. All right. Coming down there. So 100%, we'd be looking for a new high. So here we have wave 1, 2, and we're looking for 3. 1.618, 17,157. So that would be up first. So we have these others as well, but this one I would immediately just disqualify. The one equality does fit, but doesn't because we're looking for this fifth wave to get to a new high. So maybe if this is a wave 3, this is where internals could meet up, give us a little pullback, but that's more likely going to be just wave 3, folks. So we have 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5, 4 of 5, 5 of 5 could just start bringing us up into here, right? So all we're measuring out here is the third. And so even the third I would say it's going to go beyond equality, but maybe it gets up closer to this level. And then there's a 3, a 4, and a 5. And this would come off, and then we're back onto here, for the balance of the 5. So how do I use these? Well, this is strictly just for the third wave. A total bananas push? Yeah, could get here. And then these are relatable due to the minor fifth wave as compared to the minor, I believe it is. Let me go out here. Now it's even bigger. And go to the daily. It is the C wave. So yes, it's not the minor, it's the C wave up here, these levels. And so we've got a lot of numbers up there, and I just have to open up my chart, and then we can see where all of this fits in. But right now, we're just looking for this. What is our potential? So we just went over all the downside potential, and we got a lot showing that we could get down into here. We have where we could get A, B, C, and C equals A, right? That fits. And then this is the B wave of the 4, right? A of 4, B of 4, C of 4. We just reverse it and go from that same level here to here. And now you got your C leg coming in, if that is the case. So I've gone over all that, what potential we have for tomorrow. My thought is that it really shouldn't sit still. I spent a lot of time today just kind of just drifting, sitting in what I call a box. High, low, just kind of just turning back and forth until finally, in the last hour, it decided to finally break. So I would assume that we're going to get more activity tomorrow because it is expiration and it is a Friday. It's the Friday before Christmas. You know, a lot of traders want to get things done. So we may have a very lively, active first hour, maybe first hour and a half or so. Then it might get real quiet until the close. But we have we've got all things covered here in tonight's update. Personally, I am in the middle of the road. I can't begin to tell you which side the market's going to want. I believe that because the intent was to continue even here before that trade, it was really appearing that the market would just continue to head higher. Got caught into that trade and didn't, of course. So can I predict and say that's not going to happen again? Absolutely not. Just depends on how things all come out and how they trade tomorrow and what different firms are going to need. But there you have both sides in the NASDAQ. Moving averages, they're kind of like a little bit mixed right now. Yeah, the 20 still kind of like trying to go down, then curved, and now it's heading higher. The 8 kind of flat, the 50 very flat, and the 200 kind of wondering what direction it should go in. Flat or slightly higher. Let's go over and take a look at the S&P. Here we have basically the same type of deal. So let's just open this up from here. We're just looking at this structure now, right? And again, there is that possibility. Let me go back out here and go to the 4-hour. Let me start here and go this way. There is a possibility where minor wave 3 might be over. There is a possibility that all of it is over, but I don't believe so. I believe we still have some upside to complete. In fact, I really think that the S&P, as I have been discussing, and also the NASDAQ for that matter, really won't complete these moves by year end. That this will all carry forward into the start of 2024 and the first quarter. And so maybe mid-January, maybe a little bit later, I don't know, but we're going to continue to track it. So we still have upside. Now, the choice is as to whether this whole thing tallies out as minute degree up to here, putting a 5, or is this all just going to be a part of minute 3? I'm leaving it as such. I had discussed that we have possibility that minute 3 could be down here, minute 4 could be here. We have a minute 5 here and a minor 3 to put up here, and this is a minor 4th wave. That part still can be. Now, I know I've marked it as a 4th wave so we can have our upside target. I've not changed this. So actually it all still kind of holds in. So we still could have this minute 4 down here. Now, bringing it back down off out of the rafters and into this thing so we can take a peek here and look at this. If this is going to be a 4, and again, like I did in the other one, let's go ahead and come on and add that. So that you'll see it. I'm leaving it in parentheses, which suggests it's not been confirmed yet. And so I'm just going to add it to the chart so we can see it. So if we put the 4 and we're going to move it around just so that it sits right there for right now. Not been confirmed. We got to leave these possibilities. Now let's build the same picture that we just did in the NASDAQ. If we have that this still needs that this is A, B, right? We did make a new little high. So let me check one thing. Let's go down to the 30 and look inside here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 could be a 5. And still can be a wave B with a C wave down. So it's going to stay interesting for a little while. Going to stay interesting. So going to open this up again. We get a little bit of room here. Now, first thing I want to put up, let's put up just fibs. right? We come up to 618. So could it be ABC B? Yeah, that B wave can hear. Hard to tell whether this is a zigzag or a flat, but we can we could get up higher. We can get up towards 4,800 and put in a cleaner one. So that part still is out there, but let's remove that. And now let's talk about if indeed it's an A, B. And that we're going to go back over and we're just going to put in what would we could expect from a potential C wave. We got here, and we'll use this high. So equality, where C would equal A, is at 47.10, 47.11 down there. 1.618 brings us all the way down to 45.56. Now, let's take a look at if indeed this is a 1, 2, and we're going up. So we have an additional C wave down. For that one we got 47.11 is equality. 46.56 is not working, right? Because, well, it could. It's minute. So that's down lower. I think, come on. Yeah, it is definitely over here somewhere. So it could come down. It would be a little bit far for me, but it still can come down. But I would be looking like 47.10, and then we start to rally again. That's one scenario. So we have a couple. There was the first one that we rise up a little bit more, 48.10, and then drop. That one, I think it was 48.10, 48.11. Yeah, we'll just put it right there. Still same, 47.25, 46.71. A little bit improved with a little bit of a rally. ABC, right? So let's remove that and let's put it in as if we're going to have, come on, ABC. Well, 100 is right here, 4,800. We've already reached that one. That's why we had that level, and that's 47.14. If we're going to come up to 48.26, getting real close, which makes it more of a flat, okay? If we were to go full bore, ABC, and we're getting close there, then it's going to be a flat, and then we're looking at 47.43. If indeed it's ABC. Okay, so there's our second possibility. Now, what if 4 is in place? That stays here. And 1, 2. And we're going to start to build our third wave, wave 3 of minute 5. 48.07, 48.38. For wave 3 to complete. Now, what do we have still above all of this? We have minute 5, 618 at 48.78. So we'll call it 48.80. We have wave 3 of minute 5 coming in full bore at 2.618 at 48.90. We have minute wave 5 being equal to minute wave 1 at 49.60. Big. Should have this in red and flashing. That is a big number. 5 equals 1, most common. 49.60, new high. Everything sets itself up. Now, you have to start to think, it's like, well, we had a 70-point move in the S&P yesterday on the downside. If we had a 70-point move from here, it's just really going to bring us up to 48.70. Up into here. So up to a new high for sure. But that would be a good, strong push, strong as what they did today. So that's why I believe this could roll out, but may not be done by tomorrow, may not be done on Tuesday, may not be done all next week. We may continue to roll around in between and still leave open the potential that we have one more leg up to do. So if we're going to continue higher, our resistance comes in 48.07 and 48.38. That would be enough to complete wave three. Then we get a fourth wave pullback, and then we rally again. That would be a good place to end the year. I mean, excuse me, to end the week, before Christmas. A nice healthy rally. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas rally. So we get up to 48.38. That could work. That would work. And that would be a decent rally. From where we are, you're talking like 40 points. So it's still going to be really decent to the upside. So there we have the S&P and we have the NASDAQ. Again, tomorrow is expiration. I just want to take a double check and see, do we have any economic numbers? We sure do. We sure do. We've got a lot coming out tomorrow. We have durable goods, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Personal income and spending, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. PCE, our big one that everybody loves and moves this market. We have the core, year over year, etc. 8:30 a.m. Eastern. 10 a.m. we have new home sales. 10 a.m. also consumer sentiment, the final. Yeah, it's kind of like like the last installment. So busy morning, pre-market, and then again, half hour after the opening, we have some balances. So lots of things can happen based on these numbers. And could drive this market. So maybe we rally some more overnight. Then we says we get the A and we get a B, and then we drop back down in the C wave, and then we rally back up once it's all done. So we have both sides. So I am going to complete this for today right here. Moving averages, same. They're flat to following the little moves. I'm going to first wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. Have a safe Christmas. Stay safe. If you're stuck in inclement weather, be safe. Enjoy family. Enjoy your holiday. And hopefully over the weekend, we shall see. I hope to put together a podcast which will be more of a big picture update, taking into consideration everything that's really going on, the changes that I've made to my longer term counts, and they're not anywhere where I'm changing. The only thing it is, I changed the degree. And so everything kind of remains the same. In fact, we're still moving up to complete a primary B wave, but it's a little bit different in terms of what my downside targets are going to be. Not so much for primary wave C, but for what primary wave C would be completing. I'll go over that again. And again, I will try to make one for the S&P and the NASDAQ, and also for the 30-year bond, the 10-year note, gold and silver, and the US dollar. It's quite a big project. I'll try to get that done and published on Saturday. In the meantime, have a very Merry Christmas. And the next update, I'm not going to do one on Christmas Day because the markets will be open on Tuesday, the 26th. I do not believe there'll be a Globex on Christmas Day. So we'll reopen on Tuesday morning. And have a great holiday, everybody.